Have you ever wondered how a boy named Temujin became the formidable Genghis Khan, the founder of the largest contiguous empire in history? The enigma of Genghis Khan, a figure who is as intriguing as he is controversial, continues to captivate us centuries after his reign. Born into a nomadic tribe in the harsh Mongolian steppes, he rose from humble beginnings to establish the Mongol Empire, an empire that at its height spanned from Eastern Europe to East Asia. His life was a saga of struggle, resilience, and strategic brilliance that transformed the geopolitical landscape of the 13th century. And yet, the man behind the legend remains shrouded in mystery. Was he a ruthless conqueror, an enlightened ruler, or a combination of both? As we delve into the life and legacy of Genghis Khan, we invite you to join us on this journey of discovery. Dive into the compelling journey of Genghis Khan, a journey marked by struggle, triumph, and transformation. Born as Temujin in the harsh environment of the Mongolian steppes, life wasn't always grand for the man who would become Genghis Khan. In the unforgiving landscape of Mongolia, a young boy named Temujin was thrust into a life of hardship and survival. Born into a noble family, Temujin's early years were marked by struggle. His father, a chieftain, was poisoned when Temujin was just 9, leading to his family being ostracized and left to fend for themselves in the harsh wilderness. In these testing times, Temujin proved his mettle. He faced adversity with a tenacious spirit and a will to survive that would later become the cornerstone of his leadership. His life was a stark contrast to the future he would carve for himself and his people. The pivotal moment came when Temujin formed a blood brotherhood with Jamuka, a bond that was meant to last a lifetime. However, fate had other plans. As their clans grew, so did their ambitions, leading to a bitter rivalry. This rivalry would serve as the catalyst for Temujin's transformation into Genghis Khan. Temujin's strategic mind and relentless ambition led him to form alliances with other clans. He recognized the power of unity, a concept foreign to the traditionally fragmented Mongolian tribes. By uniting the tribes, Temujin was able to amass an army powerful enough to challenge even the most formidable of enemies. His victories were not just the result of brute force but also of innovative strategies and a deep understanding of his enemies. He valued loyalty, rewarded competence, and was known to adopt useful practices and technologies from the cultures he conquered. These principles laid the foundation of the Mongol Empire. But perhaps the most significant event in Temujin's rise to power was his declaration as Genghis Khan, the universal ruler, in a grand assembly known as a Kurultai. This marked the beginning of a new era, an era of the Mongol Empire under the leadership of Genghis Khan. Temujin's transformation into Genghis Khan was not an accident. It was the result of strategic decisions, relentless ambition, and an unforgiving environment. Rising from the ashes of adversity, Genghis Khan didn't just aim to lead, he aimed to rule. In the early 13th century, Genghis Khan embarked on a series of conquests that would forever change the face of the world. With a keen understanding of his enemies and an unyielding desire for power, he transformed a group of nomadic tribes into one of the most formidable military forces in history, thus marking the birth of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan's military strategies were innovative, ruthless, and shockingly effective. He implemented the decimal system in army organization, dividing his troops into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. This system allowed for quick mobilization and efficient communication, giving the Mongols a significant advantage in warfare. But his genius extended beyond the battlefield. Genghis Khan was also a skilled administrator. He established a clear chain of command, a postal system known as the Yam, and laws called Yasa, which promoted order and discipline within his empire. He encouraged trade, respected religious freedoms, and even adopted a script for the Mongolian language. In terms of scale, the Mongol Empire was unparalleled. At its height, it stretched from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan, covering an astonishing 24 million square kilometers. That's approximately twice the size of the Roman Empire and 4 times the size of Alexander the Great's realm. It was the largest contiguous land empire in human history, housing a diverse array of cultures, languages, and religions. However, the empire's vastness didn't come without a cost. The Mongol conquests were notoriously brutal, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. Yet they also opened up new avenues for cross-cultural exchange, laying the groundwork for the modern globalized world. Genghis Khan's empire was not just a testament to his military prowess, but also his vision for a unified Mongolia. His reign was characterized by a paradox of terror and enlightenment, showing us that history is often a complex weave of darkness and light. Genghis Khan left a legacy that extends far beyond his death. His impact can be felt in the pages of our history books, in the borders of nations, and in the cultural and economic underpinnings of much of the Eastern world. Genghis Khan, an emperor who rose from obscurity, changed the course of history. His reign saw the flourishing of trade routes, most notably the Silk Road. This network became a conduit for the exchange of ideas, goods, and technologies between the East and West. The Mongol rule, often seen as a reign of terror paradoxically, became a catalyst for a globalized world. The Mongol Empire's cultural influence was significant. The Mongols were known for their religious tolerance, a rarity in the Middle Ages. They had an open attitude towards different faiths, allowing Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, and other religions to coexist. This policy of religious freedom was revolutionary, and has had a lasting influence on the regions under their control. Politically, Genghis Khan's empire was one of the most extensive in history, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. His meritocratic system of governance, in which individuals were promoted based on their abilities rather than birthright, was a departure from the feudal systems prevalent in most of the world. This system of governance laid the groundwork for the modern concept of meritocracy. Genghis Khan's death did not mark the end of the Mongol Empire. It splintered into several successor states, including the Yuan dynasty in China, the Ilkhanate in Persia, and the Golden Horde in Russia. These states continued to carry forward Genghis Khan's legacy, each leaving its mark on the history of their respective regions. Genghis Khan's legacy therefore extends far beyond the man himself. It's a legacy woven into the fabric of our global community. His empire's influence on commerce, culture, politics, and religion has echoed through the centuries, shaping the world we know today. The world as we know it today has been shaped in many ways by Genghis Khan and his Mongol Empire. His reign was not just about conquest, but also about building an empire that would leave a lasting impact on the world. The story of Genghis Khan is one of resilience, ambition, and transformation. Our journey through the life of this enigmatic character has taken us from the harsh steppes of Mongolia to the heart of the largest contiguous land empire in history. We began with the humble origins of a boy named Temujin, who overcame adversity and hardship. His life was marked by personal trials, from the loss of his father to the kidnapping of his wife. Yet these challenges only fueled his determination, honing him into a leader with an unyielding spirit, and propelling his transformation into the man we now know as Genghis Khan. His rise to power was no accident. It was the result of strategic alliances, innovative military tactics, and a charisma that inspired unwavering loyalty among his followers. This potent combination enabled him to unite the warring tribes of Mongolia under one banner, marking the birth of the Mongol Empire. But Genghis Khan's story doesn't end with his personal conquests. His real legacy lies in the empire he built, an empire that didn't crumble with his demise, but rather expanded under the rule of his successors. His administrative acumen, his promotion of trade, and his policy of religious tolerance laid the foundation for an empire that thrived for over a century. This empire, stretching from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan, facilitated cultural and economic exchanges on an unprecedented scale. It left an indelible mark on the regions it touched, influencing their development in ways that resonate to this day. So as we look back at the life of Genghis Khan, we see more than just a conqueror. We see a visionary leader who transformed a fragmented landscape into a united empire, who turned adversity into opportunity, and whose influence shaped the world in ways that still echo through the annals of history. In the end, Genghis Khan's tale is not just about a man, but about an empire and its enduring influence on the course of history.